T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
1D chamber pressure is nominal. Vehicles pitching downrange.
We're now T plus 43 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 has cleared the tower.
Power and telemetry nominal.
We're currently throttling down those M1D engines in preparation for max Q, which we're expecting at T plus 1 minute and 12 seconds. For those that might be unfamiliar, max Q is when the vehicle experiences
supersonic.
the greatest amount of aerodynamic pressure. Great view of the Space Coast.
Max Q.
All right, there we heard that call out for max Q. Everything remaining nominal with stage 1 trajectory. We have 5 events coming up in quick succession, starting with MECO, or main engine cutoff. We just heard the call for MVAC chill, meaning the second stage is now preparing for its ignition. As I said, we start with MECO, stage separation, and SES1, or second engine start 1, followed by stage 1 flip and boost back burn. As the name suggests, main engine cutoff, beautiful view there from Falcon 9 of those, the plume from the main engines. We're gonna shut those down and shortly thereafter separate the first and second stages. Second stage will continue its journey onto orbit. And the first stage is going to, as I mentioned before, make its return back to landing zone 1.
MECO. Stage separation confirmed. MVAC ignition.
Pretty amazing view there of our second stage. We can see on the left-hand side of your screen the first stage performing its flip maneuver. The flip, of course, is required in order to reorient the first stage so that it actually flies back toward Florida. You can think of it kind of like a giant U-turn. Everything continues to look nominal with the second stage. Beautiful glow from the MVAC engine there on the right-hand side of your screen.
Stage 1 boost back shutdown.
All right, that boost back burn has concluded. That is the first of 3 burns that the first stage will perform today. Coming up next, we will have fairing deployment, expecting that to occur in 10 seconds. We can see deployment of the grid fins there on the first stage on the left-hand side of your screen.
Fairing separation confirmed.
There's our first view of some of our payloads today. We can see that the fairing halves have now separated, fallen away from the vehicle, exposing the 59 spacecraft to the vacuum of space. Today's mission marks the second flight for both of those fairing halves, and we will be attempting to recover them from the water once they fall back to Earth. We're currently in the first of 2 MVAC burns planned for today. The first burn should last until T plus 8 minutes and 30 seconds, so another 4 minutes on that burn. The next milestone will be the first stage booster's entry burn. As I mentioned before, the first stage is performing 3 maneuvers today. This entry burn is designed to slow the booster down before it hits the dense part of the Earth's atmosphere. Without this burn, relying on the atmosphere alone to slow down Falcon 9 would put unnecessary strain on the
Vehicle
rocket.
nominal trajectory.
All right, there we heard a call out that we have nominal trajectory. As I mentioned earlier, Transporter 5 is our 5th dedicated smallsat rideshare program mission and our 22nd mission of 2022. SpaceX is targeting at least 3 dedicated rideshare flights to sun-synchronous orbit per year, and we also offer opportunities for a ride to orbit on our Starlink missions, which launch every couple of weeks. Smallsats can ride to space on SpaceX's Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, and Starship in the not-too-distant future. We're about 1 minute away from that entry burn. As you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, we have deployed the grid fins. Falcon 9 has 4 of those hypersonic grid fins positioned near the top of the first stage, and it's using nothing but those grid fins for steering as it makes its return to Earth. That is, at least until we light the center engine for landing. You also might notice some white puffs here and there. Those are cold nitrogen gas bursts, which help with attitude control. To put deceleration into perspective, around 60 seconds away from landing, the first stage is moving about 2,000 miles per hour. Then, in less than a minute, we rapidly reduce the speed in order to prepare for landing. The first stage slows down to about 90 miles per hour when the landing legs...
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Slows down to about 90 miles per hour when the landing legs deploy.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
All right, there we heard the call out that the entry burn has begun. You can see that on the left-hand side of your screen. Again, this is the second of 2 maneuvers performed by the first stage today
Vehicle nominal trajectory.
for its return to LZ1. As I mentioned before, we are attempting to recover this, and it will be the 8th time for this booster.
Stage 1 entry burn shut down.
And we're also targeting to land at landing zone 1. First stage has just 1 more burn left, the landing burn, and that begins just before touchdown and provides the booster with a soft descent right before landing.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Once we get through the clouds, you should have a pretty clear view of the Space Coast with LZ1, which is our targeted destination. Falcon 9 has 4 landing legs made of carbon fiber with aluminum honeycomb.
Terminal guidance.
They are placed
Stage 1 transonic.
They're placed symmetrically around the base of the rocket, and they deploy just prior to landing, as we'll see momentarily.
Stage 1 landing burn.
All right, you can see that that landing burn has begun just before Falcon 9 lands. We're expecting the shutdown of the MVAC second stage. Just after landing, one of our 59 spacecraft that will not separate from the vehicle will activate, and you should hear that call out over the nets. Let's listen in for these activities happening in quick sequential order.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
MVAC shutdown.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Outpost Mars Level 1, extruder activation confirmed. Nominal orbital insertion.
All right, as you just heard, we had nominal orbit insertion, so we've got a good orbit following that second engine cutoff. And as you saw on your screen, another successful landing for Falcon 9, bringing our total successful F9 first stage landings to 115. As you could also tell by the cheers behind me, it never gets old here. We also heard the activation for one of our payloads that will not be deploying from the spacecraft. With that, we're going to take a short break and come back in about 45 minutes for the relight of our second stage, followed shortly thereafter by the first 26 scheduled deployments. Stick around and we'll see you soon. Transporter 5. For those who have recently joined, we've had a nominal mission so far with an on-time liftoff at 2:35 p.m. Eastern. Currently, we're awaiting the relight of our MVAC engine. It will be a quick 3-second burn starting in just a couple of seconds.
MVAC ignition. And shutdown.
Like I said, super quick 3-second burn there. Now, for those that have recently joined, this is the Transporter 5 mission, our 5th dedicated rideshare mission. It's very faint, but we did hear confirmation of good orbit there after that quick relight of the second stage engine. This is our 5th dedicated rideshare mission and SpaceX's 22nd mission of 2022. Falcon 9 lifted off at 2:35 p.m. Eastern from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station and had a successful stage separation, landing of the first stage at LZ-1, which marked our 115th recovery of a Falcon 9 first stage booster. We also successfully completed 2 second stage burns, the most recent one you just saw. For those of you who might not be familiar with our transporter missions, SpaceX is targeting at least 3 dedicated rideshare flights to sun-synchronous orbit per year, and we also offer opportunities for a ride to orbit on our Starlink missions, which launch every couple of weeks. Small sats can ride to space on our Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, and in the not-too-distant future, Starship as well. On this flight are 59 spacecraft, including CubeSats, microsats, and orbital transfer vehicles carrying spacecraft to be deployed at a later time. Like I mentioned earlier in the webcast, there are some really neat payloads flying today, including spacecraft designed to improve communications and GPS mapping, help monitor weather, environmental changes, and greenhouse gas emissions, and even demonstrate new in-space technologies to further space exploration and travel in the future. These payloads are awesome examples of how even the smallest of satellites can make meaningful contributions to our care for our own planet, as well as our efforts to visit others. For the 59 spacecraft on board, there will be a total of 39 deployments, which begin around the T+59 minute mark, and they will last for approximately 15 minutes. As I mentioned earlier, we are expecting to lose ground station coverage about halfway through the deployment sequence, so only some of our deployments will be visible today. We do expect to have telemetry and hear audio confirmation over the nets when we're back in range of those ground stations. For the payload deployments set to happen during a blackout period, we will lose live camera views and telemetry. But once we regain that ground station coverage, we'll be sure to come back live with updates on those deployments.
Acquisition of signal, Bangalore.
It's also worth mentioning that because many of the spacecraft are being deployed in groups or quick succession, therefore we may not be able to confirm every deployment in real time, but you should hear most of those deployments called out by the operator on console. But for any that we don't hear in real time, we'll try to provide updates by the close of the webcast. If you want to follow along with the list, you can check a full one out on SpaceX.com. For now, let's listen in as deployment sequence is about to begin.
Geo Optics, Cicero 2, Vehicle 2, separation confirmed. Shared Sat, 2141, separation confirmed. NASA Pathfinder Technology Demonstrator 3, separation confirmed. Lemur 2, Karen B, separation confirmed. Urdaneta, separation confirmed. Geo Optics, Cicero 2, Vehicle 1, separation confirmed. Lemur 2, Vandendries, separation confirmed. Spark 2, separation confirmed. Lemur 2, Tennessee Sun Lily, separation confirmed. GHGSat C4, Penny, separation confirmed. Planetum 1 and Spin 1, separation confirmed. Lemur 2, Handcom 1, separation confirmed. GHGSat C3 Luca, separation confirmed. NASA CubeSat proximity operations demonstration, separation confirmed. Connecta T1.1, separation confirmed. Lemur 2, Mimi 1307, separation confirmed. GHGSat C5, Diaco, separation confirmed.
For Sail 1, separation confirmed. Fleet Space Centauri 5, separation confirmed. CNCE V4 and CNCE V5, separation confirmed. NewSat 28, separation confirmed. Sherpa AC-1, separation confirmed.
detected lossless signal. Maldives.
Verisat 1Z, separation confirmed. AMS, separation confirmed.
Broncos Hat 1, separation confirmed. CubeSat 29, separation confirmed.
That confirms our first set of deployments today. All 26 have been verified as separated. We're now entering that blackout period that I mentioned. This loss of signal will last until around the T+1 hour and 15-minute mark. We'll be back just before then to get confirmation of the final 13 deployments set to happen during that time. For now, sit back and enjoy the Space Jams. Welcome back to the webcast for Transporter 5, SpaceX's 5th dedicated smallsat rideshare program mission. We had a successful liftoff at 2:35 p.m. Eastern from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. So far today, we've had 26 confirmed separation events and are currently waiting to hear the callouts for another 13, which occurred during a blackout period where we had no access to ground station coverage. For a full list of deployments, head over to SpaceX.com. Also worth mentioning that because many of the spacecraft are being deployed in groups or quick succession, we may not be able to confirm every deployment in real time, and we expect we might need a couple extra minutes to confirm the last deployment in this final set. Let's listen in.
ISI separations confirmed. NewSat 31, separation confirmed. Umbra, separation confirmed. Vigoride, separation confirmed. Ion SCV 006, Thrilling Thomas, separation confirmed.
And you just heard the confirmation of the final 3 of that second and final set of deployments. So bringing our total to 39 deployments. A full listing of today's payloads can be found over at SpaceX.com. We'd like to thank you all and to all of our rideshare customers for their support on today's mission. Continue to follow us at SpaceX.com, Twitter, and Instagram for updates on future missions and milestones. And if you're excited by what you saw today and want to join our team, visit SpaceX.com/careers to learn more. Thank you to all of our viewers for your continued support.
All payload separations confirmed.
And have a great rest of your day.